Leon was 22 years old, and his worldview was shaped almost entirely by internet challenges and the pursuit of viral content. Driving home late at night with the music blasting, his world felt safe, predictable, and totally mediated by his phone. That routine shattered when an unidentifiable figure stepped onto the dark asphalt. Leon violently yanked the steering wheel to avoid a direct collision, sending his car hurtling into a roadside tree. Escaping the wreck with minor injuries, he waited for help on a hospital balcony nearby. Looking down the road, he saw movement. Under an isolated street lamp, a woman in a pale dress was performing a bizarre, rhythmic dance completely alone. Leon's first instinct was to pull out his phone and hit record, but when he glanced away for a second, she vanished. Even more unsettling, the video file he had just captured was nowhere to be found in his gallery. Without a digital record of the event, Leon's sense of control evaporated. He was suddenly dealing with a tangible, unexplainable event, stripped of the protection his smartphone usually provided. Returning home, he immediately scoured the internet, looking for crowdsourced explanations to fill the void left by his missing footage. Online forums identified her as the Serbian Dancing Lady. Users posted blurry images and debated the nature of her movements, claiming she wasn't performing a dance, but a supernatural ritual targeting those who saw her. Rather than acknowledging the danger, Leon saw an opportunity. His background in social experiments made him view the entity as a chance to create the very content he had lost. Treating an ancient myth as a trend to be exploited carries a specific risk. It assumes that a camera lens acts as a barrier, keeping the subject at a safe digital distance. The following night, Leon returned to that same stretch of road. This time, he brought his younger brother Nikon and a professional camera to hunt for the entity. They didn't have to wait long. A figure appeared under the street lamp, moving with an erratic, broken gait. She looked more like a contorting animal than a person, her face buried behind a curtain of matted hair. As she resumed her dance, the brothers noticed a new detail. She was now gripping a large knife in her hand. The dance stopped. In the silence, the sound of her bones snapping echoed across the road as her limbs twisted into impossible, jagged angles. When she finally lifted her head, her face was a disfigured mask of horror. She locked her eyes directly onto the brothers and began marching toward them with a jerky, inhuman rhythm. At that moment, the camera stopped being a shield. The digital hunt had become a physical pursuit, and the brothers were the prey. As they turned to flee, Leon realized Nikon wasn't behind him. His brother had dropped the camera and was standing just feet away from the woman, caught in a vacant, mesmerized trance. Leon sprinted back and grabbed Nikon, shouting to break the spell. The sudden noise worked, and the two brothers scrambled into the car just as the figure reached them. Leon accelerated, driving the car directly through the figure's pale form. When he looked in the rearview mirror, the road behind them was empty. Once they reached safety, Nikon shared what he had heard while in the trance. He claimed the woman told him she was death, and that anyone who bore witness to her dance would lose the most precious thing in their life. The entity's warning turned their ghost hunting trip into a trap. By seeking her out for the sake of a video, they had met her conditions, turning their viral curiosity into a lethal promise. Days later, that promise was kept. Leon and Nikon's mother was killed instantly in a violent car accident. The police report revealed a detail that linked the tragedy directly back to their encounter, centering on the exact location of the impact. The crash had occurred at the base of the same street lamp where Leon had first filmed the dancing woman. This geographic overlap proved the entity's reach was no longer confined to stories or screens. The same light that illuminated Leon's first video now marked the spot where his family was broken. The loss of their mother, combined with the guilt of the encounter, destroyed Nikon's psychological state. He now suffers from a chronic night terror. In his sleep, he wanders into the street and mimics her dance, his body contorting in the exact unsettling rhythm as the woman. This story serves as a warning for the modern instinct to pull out a phone when facing the unexplainable. Seeking out ancient horrors for the sake of viral clout invites a level of attention that most people aren't prepared to handle. Some things are simply better left